Florida Gators owe us money.
So I just like them to come out hot,
Alrighty, here we are back, BS Sports Talk, talking some college football. We got week 3 coming up, and week 2 we had a nice slate. We had some good games. We learned some things about some teams, and well, we're going to get into it all here. What was your biggest thing from week 2 of college football?
My biggest thing with college football week 2 is that I won a lot of money.
Oh yeah, we had a nice Saturday.
It was very good. So Brandon will recap his best 3 picks, but again, if you watch some of the NFL shows, we stated that we might be posting some plays on Twitter, and I think we do the same thing for some college football plays on Saturday throughout the day.
Yep. We need to give the people what they want because we made some bank and people want to make money.
Absolutely. So follow the Twitter, Elon, at BS Sports Talk. I'll put it down in the description, but follow us there if you want live picks throughout the day. Either if we take them Friday or Saturday throughout the slate of college football. We had some dandies, and Brandon's been tapped into some props, so you guys would definitely want to tune in, give us a follow there, and you win some money.
Yep, we're starting to figure it out. We're starting to figure out what these teams are, who they're going to be for the year. Right before conference play, good timing. So went 1-2 in the first week in our best bets, and this last week we went 2-1. So that takes us back to 3-3 on the year, which I feel very good about now that we're seeing some gameplay. So we had winners last week on Memphis team total over. We like that. It was a little bit sweaty. It took them down to the last drive in the fourth quarter. They were blowing the doors off of Georgia State.
Yep, I believe they had it with like 8 minutes left to go in the game or something. I know we were sitting around watching the game, either on updates or we were flipping back and forth, and we were getting a little scared there, but they pulled through.
Yep. Unfortunately, we didn't get to watch much of that game with everything else going on. We were building some furniture. Not sure if that was even on TV. I'm not sure how many people were tuned into Georgia State and Memphis Tigers, but either way, we made some money. That's all we care about at the end of the day of this podcast.
Yep, absolutely.
So we started the day off hot with Memphis, and then we were, at the same time, our basketball game was on over there in the Big Ten. Illinois was playing Duke. Honestly, the first half, Duke they came to play a little bit. They ran the ball. They got a couple turnovers early, and it was a little bit sweaty going into halftime. And then Duke started turning the ball over. They started not taking care of things, and exactly like we predicted, Luke Altmaier and that high-flying offense in Illinois ran away with that game. So exactly like we predicted. After about half of the third quarter, there was no sweat at that point.
Yep.
Duke was just handed that game away, and we cashed on it.
Yeah, turned that game off a little early to tune in. I believe that was the same time as the Mizzou game, so we're tuning into that. Also, I believe we were watching a little Florida Gators.
We unfortunately watched the Florida Gators just get walked up and down the swamp by the USF Bulls. Now, to be fair, we were bamboozled.
Absolutely.
Because when we made that pick, we were certain, we was for sure that Byron Brown was partying at Pi Kappa Alpha, whatever the hell frat it was down in USF, and he was suspended in the first half. So we loved that, and that didn't happen. So he just kind of had his way with the Florida Gators and that defense, and their defense came to play enough to slow down Lagway and company, and we missed that team total over by quite a few touchdowns.
Yep, that was remnants of LSU Clemson over from week 1. So let's try to stay away from those blowouts. We love a good sweat. And the other 2 games, well, Memphis was a sweat. Illinois kind of sweat for the first half, but it got pretty easy towards the second half into the fourth quarter when Duke just they were moving the ball pretty well, but they just couldn't hang on to the dang thing. So
Absolutely.
So speaking of the Bulls,
I was going to say, let's get into some of our highlights of the week. The USF Bulls have won 2 ranked games
against fraud Boise State, against fraud Florida Gators.
Yeah, so that's the fraud ranking now. So Florida's number 1, USF is number 2, and Boise State's number 3.
Oh yeah, and then now they go to Miami to.
I tell you what, that's a hell of a start, and they catapulted to 18 right in front of Alabama. My Alabama Crimson Tide at 19, which, I mean, they blew the doors off of full Louisiana Monroe. But I think USF deserves that spot, and honestly, if they roll into Miami and win and beat them, I put them top 5 instantly.
Oh yeah, they got.
I mean,
they beat. What was Florida?
Florida was
7, 6.
I don't think they were top 10. I think they were like 12. So they beat 25 and 12, right? Or was Florida higher than that?
I can't even find them.
I'm pretty sure they were.
They were 13.
13. I was about to say. I thought they were just outside the top 10.
So you beat Boise, was in the 20s. You beat Florida.
And Boise was in Boise too. Or no, that was it. That was at South Florida, I think. Because I don't remember that blue field. Unless it was neutral site.
It might have been neutral.
Could have been
Actually,
neutral
I think
site.
that was at was that played at Allegiant Stadium in Vegas? It might have been played there at a neutral site. But either way, I mean,
maybe it was.
Either way, they still win. And now they're 17.5 point underdogs this week to Miami.
Funny about that number. That's exactly the dog they were at Florida.
That's unbelievable. So I mean, if you want to, are you giving out the USF Bulls as one of your best bets?
I have that game as one of my best bets. I will. I'll just say that.
Okay.
There's something in that game that sticks out to me like a sore thumb.
All right, stick around and you get that from Brandon.
Absolutely.
But that should be a good game. That's definitely an eyeball watching game. We'll be seeing how are the USF Bulls for real. They could be.
They could be legit.
I mean, 2 weeks in a row they've put up some pretty good games against some tough competition.
Oh, absolutely.
It's supposed to be tough competition.
Boise. Well, they're both frauds, so
yeah,
not that tough.
True.
Just 2 ranked wins, 2-0.
Maybe the Miami Hurricanes will be added to the fraud list. We'll tune in next week to find out.
Carson Beck.
Oh yeah, I forgot he's there.
The biggest fraud of them all.
All right, want to get into some other big games for the week? We got a couple of them this week.
Yeah, I tell you what. Another one I want to recap too is just talk quickly about John Mateer and the Oklahoma Sooners and what they did to Michigan and Bryce Underwood. So we finally got to watch this game because we were done building that contraption, and Bryce Underwood looked like hell. If I'm a Michigan fan, I am majorly concerned.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times is he throwing the ball off his back foot on the run, missing guys by 4 or 5 yards, and not just taking the easy completion. Mm-hmm. True freshman, highest recruit out of high school football last year, playing in Norman, which we talked last week. It's a tough place to play. It's just got that vibe like Jordan Hare does at Auburn, that when you're playing there, no matter how good or bad the Sooners are, they might beat you just because of the juju going on in the stadium.
Yeah.
But so maybe give him a little bit of cut him a little slack there. But John Mateer, man, he is right now the Heisman front runner at 8-1, and I am a little sad that I'm not on him already above that 10-1 number, because I'm sure he was probably in the 13 to 14 range last week. But that guy just looks like he's got it all.
Yeah, we watched the entirety of this game, which was one of the first college games this season that I've sat down and kind of watched the entirety of, and he looked unbelievable. Now he can add some touch to his passes a little bit
For sure.
But I mean, he looked unbelievable.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, he throws a hell of a ball, just an absolute laser, and he's not the size of Josh Allen, but when he's out there running, from the 7-yard line, punching in a touchdown, he's just a dog. Like, he looks like Josh Allen trying to put the ball in the end zone and trying to hit someone while he does it.
Yeah, for sure. So that was another game where I don't know if you had taken Oklahoma, but I was on Oklahoma minus the 4 or 4.5. I think I got. Either way, it didn't matter. But that's another one of those scenarios where we got to be better with giving the people the picks on the socials on X, or maybe we look to Instagram to start a page there or something. But to give them out, as we take them over the weekend, because right now, you can say what you like in these games, but until the game comes on, or the weekend rolls around and you really get into the nitty gritty of sitting down and looking at all the lines, you really don't know what you're going to take. So.
Well, especially those late games, it feels like every week's kind of its own like episode, right, of college football, and it feels like you get a trend, like you get a whole bunch of ranked teams falling, or you get a whole bunch of blowouts, or you get a bunch of high scoring games, a bunch of low scoring games, something like that. So you kind of just have a feel as the day goes on. Now, obviously, you feel better when you're winning your bets, and you feel a little more free range to let them fly.
Yep, for sure. So, of course, always gamble responsibly. That's what we do around here.
Very responsibly.
So.
And the last game we talked about last week was Missouri-Kansas, right?
Yep, Mizzou-Kansas, the border war, as I hear it's called, I guess. Not sure, but I know I had some Had some buddies at the game. I'm actually going to the Mizzou game this week. Not expected to be as good as a Missouri-Kansas game, but they're playing the Raging Cajuns, so Louisiana.
Louisiana Lafayette.
So
actually, I was listening back to this podcast and I called Louisiana Tech the Raging Cajuns last week. That is incorrect, folks. The Raging Cajuns are in Louisiana Lafayette.
Yep. So that's
my apologies to the Raging Cajuns.
So they're coming north and coming to Columbia, but going back to Kansas Jayhawks coming to Columbia to take on the Tigers. Big game for Missouri. Honestly, they at first I think it was like 18-0.
It was looking bad for a minute.
Yeah, so I was shooting some texts to my buddies at the game, giving them some shit. But Mizzou figured it out.
They did.
We didn't watch too much of it. Surprisingly, we watched the first half, which looked better for the Jayhawks, especially that first quarter. So we were like, oh boy. But seeing the way it finished, Mizzou has some stuff to work on defense, but I think they'll be able to compete a little bit this year. We'll see once they get into SEC play. Kansas is no slouch, but I think SEC teams and these powerhouses that they're going to face within the next couple of weeks and into the end of the season is going to really shape the kind of team that this team can be and end up being. So,
agreed. And I think that game got Missouri ranked too, right? I think they jumped 23. They finally hit.
Is it 23? I think it was. It's probably 23. 25. Last spot. So.
Yeah, because I saw the SEC has 11 ranked teams now.
Yep. Should be 12.
Which is, I think, the most they've ever. I think any conference has ever had at one time in the AP poll.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, and if had Florida not lost, maybe you have 12. Because I was looking at Alabama's schedule, and of the 8 conference games, they're playing 7 of those ranked teams. So could be for a long season.
Hey, you know what? Florida, I think, plays pretty similar schedule. So, and they just lost to USF. So
yeah,
they have a long road ahead of them.
Florida's got a tough one. That's for sure. But by the time they play those guys, people are falling off, dropping games, and
yeah, that's fair. Alrighty, you want to jump into some games this week?
Yeah, sure. Couple things that stand out to me. Obviously, you got Georgia, Tennessee. You got the opening of SEC played this weekend in a couple spots, and the Georgia Tennessee game I believe is at the 2:30 slot this week.
2:30. Yeah, that's not the night game, sadly.
That's going to be a good one. I'm interested to really watch these two teams for the first time because they both have played nobodies, and right now it feels like you've got the high-flying Joey Aguilar-led Tennessee offense, him and Star Thomas. Star Thomas is kind of taking over the Dylan Sampson role, and he's just picking up right where he left off. Probably a guy that you get into these ball games, and he's going to be 100, 110-yard rushing line every game.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to pound the rock. But Aguilar, again, let's take it with a grain of salt. The schools are playing, but he looks like a cut above Nico and what that offense looked like last year.
He looks. All reports are, and this is what you should do to these type of teams.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the most points. I think it was 72 that they put up last week. Most points in program history.
not as much as Alabama put up last week, but it was close.
What did Bama put? Bama put up 70.
73.
Oh, did they?
Sorry.
So, but yeah, this is the type of things that Bama and the Vols should be doing to these type of teams.
Right.
So yeah, it's good to see, and all the reports are coming from Aguilar that he's athletic, accurate, all the things you want to see in a QB. So let's see how he does whenever he gets into some SEC games.
And they're going up against probably the best defense in the country. Now you can probably make an argument that Ohio State might be a little bit better than what Georgia is, but it's still a 5-star riddle defense, and it's going to be. Watching that side of the ball, watching the Tennessee offense versus the Georgia defense is going to be a lot more fun for college football fans than the other way around.
Yep.
The other way around, you've got a kind of a middle of the pack defense with Tennessee and what they're rolling out, but then you've also got a Georgia offense that isn't what we've seen in years past, right? You got Gunnar Stockton, who's finally got the keys to the Lamborghini, however you want to call it. But he feels like
this. Is that what they get when they become the Georgia quarterback? They get a Lamborghini to drive around?
For the love of God, don't give a Georgia player a Lamborghini. Everyone look out in Athens. Don't let your kids out at a night there. But Gunnar's, he kind of has this feel of he's a game manager. So it'd be interesting to see
if Tennessee's having some success on offense in Neyland, which is not an easy place to play,
One of the toughest places to play.
just ask Alabama fans. Now, luckily, they're not under the lights, so that'll help.
That's true. That's true.
So-
I'm kind of sad that this game wasn't the 6:30 game.
Yeah,
but
agreed. So if the field goal post goes in the river, it's not going to be as cool if it's not at nighttime. But
that's true. Well, it will almost be night when the game ends. So.
yeah, but it'll be interesting to see if it does turn into a little bit of a shootout game. Can Gunnar Stockton and that offense elevate and play in a shootout game, or are they just cooked if the defense can't keep them in
I
it?
think that's probably going to be the deciding factor of this game. Tennessee's going to want to play fast paced, and get the offense up and moving. And if they can just score points on this Georgia defense, I don't think Georgia's going to be able to keep up. What's the line here? It's
Right now, it's sitting at Georgia by 3.5.
okay, and I think it opened 5.5. Correct? I think it
I'm not
moved
sure.
down. I think it opened 5.5.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. I doubt it gets below that field goal number. But one of the things that the Volunteers have going for them is I don't think they really had high expectations this year.
Yeah, they didn't.
I think with the whole Nico drama and him leaving and Sampson gone, and it's Tennessee. They're I don't want to call them a blue blood in college football, but they're a blue blood of the SEC. You think of like Tennessee, LSU, and maybe even Ole Miss a little bit as kind of that like second tier, just below like the Georgia, Alabamas, right, of in the college football world or grand scheme of things. So they're going to have their 4 stars and 5 stars all over the place. But I think Aguilar is pumping some life into that team, into that fan base there in Knoxville and Tennessee in general. I think they those low expectations. We've seen it against Alabama the last couple of years now. Even the last year with Nick Saban, last year at DeBoer, where it's like everyone goes all out to knock out Alabama. That's what Georgia's been now under Kirby for the past 5 years. So you're kind of playing with no pressure if you're the Tennessee Volunteers at home here. Georgia's got all the pressure on them, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
It feels like they've got the pressure to be the next Alabama, right? Like Kirby kind of wants to take that program that way, and he's kind of one of the Saban disciples, right? So he wants to be. Can I do this for 20 years? Like
Yeah,
Nick
it was kind of trending in that direction there for those 3-4 years to where they were just killing everyone. Before this NIL stuff started happening in college football.
And name, image, and likeness. Killed it. Dethroned Nick Saban too.
Yep. So before that came in, he was kind of taking college football, caught by the balls really. Like he was kind of just taking off and running. And you were seeing them in the championship game every year, had a chance to win it. So it was who was going to overthrow Georgia. So if they won the SEC, it was either Bama knocked them off in the SEC game or they got to the national title game. So yeah, good game. Game day is going to be there. It's always cool. Would love to go to a game like this. This would be awesome.
Can't wait to see Pat McAfee in those overalls singing Rocky Top probably 30 times Saturday morning.
Oh, Rocky Top.
Woo!
Yeah, so.
Gonna be a good one. If I had a lean on this game and I was gonna bet it, actually I don't see you see the total?
I don't have it.
I kind of like the over in this game a little bit.
49.5. I think to that point, if you like the over, I think you just take Tennessee because I think if this game
take them on the money line, right?
Yeah,
Just
I think
high variance in college.
I think if this game goes over 49.5, that means Tennessee is putting up points and scoring the football. And if that happens, they're running up tempo. The Georgia defense can't keep up, and they're going to win the game.
Kind of get them on their heels, and you see it a lot with Bama the past year and a half now. It's like as soon as that seed of doubt is planted in their mind, it's a totally different ballgame because these programs, Georgia now, what Bama's been, they're just not used to playing games like that, right?
Yeah.
Until playoff time comes around, but that's a different animal. But in your first SEC game, when you're about to go 0-1 to start conference play, that's totally different.
Stockton's coming into Neyland as a redshirt freshman.
He played last year too, because remember they kind of benched Carson Beck and.
Okay, well I did read that. I believe this is his first road SEC game.
Oh, okay.
So I believe he's coming in there as never playing on the road, so
no better place to play.
Yeah, so it was kind of almost like Underwood coming into Oklahoma. I mean, it's a whole different ball game.
Here you go, kid. Throw here with the Wolves.
Yep, whole different ball game whenever you go to these type of atmospheres. So.
And that's what we love about college football, right? Like you don't get those kind of storylines and atmospheres and the juice that you get in the NFL as you do in college football.
Unless you're the Bills Mafia.
True, they're
a different breed.
They're rambunctious.
They're a different breed.
They're rambunctious.
So Underwood didn't live up to expectations. So let's see if Stockton can. Maybe he can. So.
Yep.
But good game, 2:30 on Saturday. Let's see what happens.
Yep.
Hopefully Tennessee can pull it off, and if they do pull this off, they'll be top 5. Should be at least.
Think so? Think they'll get that high? Where are they at right now? Like 12, 13?
15.
15?
Georgia's maybe not. Yeah, they won't get there.
Wait, where's Georgia?
Georgia's 6.
Yeah, they won't go top 5.
Yeah, they won't
go
go.
in the top 10.
Unless someone up there loses. Now Miami loses, maybe.
Yeah,
Miami's 5. But we'll see.
Yep.
Penn State's still 2. Ohio State's 1.
Yeah, Oregon ain't moving. Who else in the top 5 that's not going to move?
LSU's 3.
They got Florida. They got a pissed
Yeah,
off Florida. Never know.
Yeah, never know. Guess we'll see.
Speaking of Florida Gators,
So where we going?
should we talk about those frauds?
Love these frauds.
So
I wanted to break the furniture that we were building because of this game. Honestly, I just wanted to snap it in half.
because they didn't come halfway to our team total, we tried to.
Well, because I was trying to screw in the little long screws that are about this long and then like this skinny, and with a screwdriver trying to fit it into a tiny little hole. So, and then watching the Florida Gators on this little 35-inch TV in your kid's room.
We probably each inserted about 134 screws a piece.
Oh, yeah.
Over a 5-hour window. It was fun.
Oh yeah, it was a good time.
But
Hope your wife likes us.
yeah,
Hope she's very appreciative of that.
got some grace, hopefully.
But anyway, so this Florida LSU game, LSU's a 9.5 point favorite right now, which
Is it 9.5? 7.5.
down to 7.5. So
7.5.
So in one day now, because when I was looking at this line yesterday, prepping for this, it was 9.5 still.
That's crazy. I feel like 9.5 would be the normal
I
line.
was gonna say
Would be the line.
9.5.
7.5 seems like
What time is this game?
this is the night.
This is a night game.
Yep, on ABC.
Death
6:30.
Death Valley under the lights.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, poor Florida.
But like, pissed off Florida team, man.
True.
I don't know. Lagway. I think Lagway's still that guy. I don't know. I think they're figured out. But
Well,
maybe not this
if
game.
anything, like so when we talked, right, it was one of my favorite bet of the week last week was Florida team total, and the reasoning that I had was I didn't like the spread because of this game in particular, right? It was a look ahead spot for Florida, and that's exactly what happened to them. That the USF Bulls got to them, they nipped them in the ass, they were in the game too long, and all of a sudden your back's against the wall and you lose at home.
What do you think this line is if Florida wins that game? Do you think it's still 7.5, or do you think it's shorter?
Just on probably 6.5.
6.5,
Probably
just under a touchdown.
the touchdown mark.
Okay. Yeah, I would probably agree there.
Yep. So, a couple storylines here too. I think Brian Kelly talked about this earlier in the week when I liked, earlier in the year when I liked LSU's under win total. I think Brian Kelly is probably in the hottest seat in the SEC. That is now that was dethroned by Billy Napier last week, Florida coach. I think he now has the hottest seat in the SEC.
So they're the frauds and their coach has the hottest seat.
You got two guys here that obviously with LSU knocking off Clemson in week 1, they've got a little more breathing room to drop this game.
Yeah.
But you play Alabama and Tuscaloosa this year. I'm not sure who else they play, but they've got a couple games that you know are going to be tough ones that you may not come out. So that Clemson win helps them a lot. But imagine they had lost that game, and you've got two 1-1 teams here with coaches that are fighting for their lives. This would be a hell of a story.
So into that too, Florida needs this game. Florida cannot lose this game if they want to make any sort of playoff run. They cannot lose this game, especially looking at their juggernaut of a schedule.
Correct.
This game cannot be dropped, which is saying a lot going into that stadium on.
Yeah, first conference game. Hello, you can't lose or see ya.
Going into Saturday night, 3rd week of the year.
I mean, the only thing that would save them, right, is if they just go through that gauntlet of a schedule and don't lose again. Then obviously they're gonna be up there and be just fine.
Which is gonna be tough not to drop one of those other games.
Agreed. So, yeah, I with that number coming on to 7.5. I hate to go. Obviously, I don't have the best bet in this game, but my lean would be towards the team total of LSU or just lay the points with them. I think with that pass game they've gotten in Nussmeier and the crappy Florida secondary that's going to be out there shaking in their boots under the lights in Death Valley, I think that'd be my lean in this game.
You want to hear my lean?
Yeah, let's hear it. The Florida Gators.
Florida Gators team total over.
Shut up. You've been going. You won't do that.
I think.
Bet it. I'm in. Bet it.
I think not an official play on the pod here. I'll have to look at the number. You know what? I'm actually going to get it while we're here. But I think coming up that loss, if it's anything below like 24, I mean, you talked about it week 1 with Clemson LSU. That LSU defense is what? Nothing?
Well, that's where I was going to go to counter your. I was going to argue here is, do you think that the Florida offense is going to, if they held Clemson to 10, 17-10 was that final, is Florida going to score 20?
Week 1.
5? Whatever it's going to be, 28?
I kind of throw out that. I mean, week 1 with coming in, not really knowing. I don't know. I just think that Florida comes in pissed.
They're gonna definitely play this game with nothing to lose. They're gonna throw the entire playbook at them because if you're right, if you drop this game, it feels like your season's over if you're the Florida Gators.
Yep. We're back here. Sorry about that. We had some technical difficulties with the camera space on the card for some reason. But yeah. So we're talking Florida Gators.
Don't you say that name around here.
Sorry, got them all riled up.
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
So we're talking the Gators LSU, talking the team total about one of my leans. Looked up the number 20.5.
It does seem absurdly low.
So I don't know. I mean, like I said, stay tuned for. I'll post it somewhere on our X account. So follow there again. But if we do actually get on it, it's gonna be something we both probably take because we want our revenge.
Maybe not best bet or favorite of the week.
Oh, absolutely not. But it might be something that
The Florida Gators owe us money.
So I just like them to come out hot, you know. I just like them to come out hot, you know. Yeah, it's gonna be a hostile environment, but I don't know. I think Lagway's still that dude. I think he can still put up some points, and I think they'll be okay. And I think team total over for the game is probably looking at one of the better bets because I mean, what are you gonna do? Just take LSU minus 7.5? That line movement's kind of scary.
Yeah. If it gets under a touchdown, you may have to hammer Florida too because they've got a solid run game too with Jaden Baugh and honestly with what Lagway can do, and LSU can't stop the run really. That's the big knock on them. So if Florida can get a lead, they can really ground and pound them and keep this game close. But above a touchdown, I would not touch either way.
Yeah, I don't love that either. Team total or the over.
Well, I said that backwards. I said if it gets under a touchdown, take Florida. That'd be stupid. If it goes back up to that 9 number, that's when I would be getting into Florida.
Yeah. Plenty over a touchdown, basically. Yeah. So yeah, the team total over or the I mean, you could honestly just go game over if the Gators hit their team total. If the game probably goes over as well. That way you have a backdoor. If Florida does end up like 18 or something, maybe LSU puts up 35 or something. So
who do those two teams play the following week?
The following week,
I'm just curious. If there's another look ahead spot somewhere.
Florida probably plays a gauntlet.
That's what I'm wondering too, because it feels like the comment I was going to make is if there's a prop bet on does a coach get fired after this game before their next game, might be a good one to take.
LSU would definitely not be having a look ahead. They play Southeastern Louisiana, SELA.
Oh God.
So whoever they are, no disrespect to the school of they're the Lions. Lions versus the Tigers.
Oh my. Oh, Florida's got Miami.
Oh, okay. So
there's their non-SEC game.
They
casual number 5 Miami.
They're either gonna come in and have no look ahead and hopefully figure it out, or they're gonna be toast for 2 weeks in a row. Because if they lose this game, are they at home? Are they in the swamp for that Miami game, or they go to Miami?
No, they play at Miami,
Ooh.
and then they go home to play Texas, and then they go to College Station to play Texas A&M.
I told you they had to go all in, man.
Then they get a week off against Mississippi State, who just dethroned number 7 Arizona State, or whatever
12,
they were.
12, but yeah. I mean, still top 15.
And then they get to finish the season with Georgia, Kentucky, Ole Miss, Tennessee.
That is a brutal.
Guess who's it? You know who the rivalry game is last week of the year?
Florida State.
Florida State.
Also, they're potentially top 10 team.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. What a schedule.
Oh yeah.
This is also why I just said.
You better believe it, DJ Lagway.
This is why I just said they cannot lose this game. This is almost a must win. If they want any they're all must wins, honestly, going for me. You can lose probably one more, right?
I guess. I mean, maybe a 3-loss Bama didn't make it in last year, but just 3-loss Florida get in if you've got wins over like a Georgia, Tennessee, Miami.
But then you also got to think of is Florida State going to lose 3 games?
I don't know. Probably not.
So how many 3-loss teams are there going to? There's going to be probably a lot of 2-loss teams, and then it's going to come down to which they do. They won't have the resume to say it.
Mm-hmm.
So that is on their side. If they lose 3, they can be like, "Hey, look who we lost to."
Yeah.
Maybe not the Bulls, but maybe though. Who knows?
This SEC is gonna get nasty. We
Yeah.
should. You know what we ought to do is before SEC play starts, really gets into it the following week because you just got a couple SEC games this week. Give some best bets of who's gonna be in the game, who's gonna be in the dance.
The title game, yeah, we could do that for sure.
So good
All
luck.
right.
Good luck, Florida Gators.
Enough on Florida and LSU.
Sure.
One more game you want to talk about, or was that it?
Sure. You want to go to the Aggies going into Notre Dame?
Yeah.
At Notre Dame, right?
Yep, at Notre Dame. Also a night game. This one's on NBC Peacock, so whenever the Florida Gators are down by 35, you can tune into this one. So that's good.
What's the spread on this game right now?
Notre Dame minus 6.5, which seems kind of high.
That's sus, as the kids would say these days. Sus.
Total sitting at 50.5.
Give me some of that skibbity toilet ridge you got in this game.
Huh?
You don't have or you don't know.
I have no idea what you're talking
Oh
about.
yeah, you don't have kids yet.
I'm about to have a kid.
If my almost 2-year-old daughter said skibbity toilet ridge, I'd probably.
I thought that's where you got it from.
My 2-year-old daughter?
I don't know what it means, so.
Actually, skibbity is something she probably would say.
Did I know?
So anyways, so 6.5. So I look at this number and I kind of like this as a best bet. It's not one of my best bets, but
I recall last year, Notre Dame Fighting Irish waltzed into College Station in front of those 105,000 fans and those guys in those jumpsuits that do a lot of dancing on the sidelines or whatever they do, cheering, I guess it is, and they beat the Aggies by a touchdown. This is a total revenge spot for Texas A&M for that reason alone. But outside of that, I don't like C.J. Carr. He has not shown me anything. The quarterback for Notre Dame, folks, for those who don't know, that first game that they won or lost.
They lost to Miami.
Lost to Miami. That's right.
By 3.
That's right. We're just talking about this. He looked terrible. The play calling looked terrible. Your best player on offense for Miami is Jeremiah Love, and he did not touch the ball hardly at all. Now I can't remember if they were down in that game and the script just didn't play, but
Best player for Notre Dame.
yes, you've got to feed a guy like that, like Jeremiah Love. I mean, he's going to be a top
Yeah,
draft
okay.
pick.
I do remember this now.
Maybe the best back in college football.
Yep.
Going to be coming out this year. So that concerns me if I'm a Notre Dame fan. And at the same time, you've got Marcel Reed at quarterback for Texas A&M, who's thrown for 500 yards already. I think he's thrown for like 7 touchdowns. Now, I don't know who A&M's played. It could be some garbage schools.
Probably.
But you get a guy like Kevin Concepcion from NC State transfer. I've been betting on this guy for 2 years. This guy's an animal. I'm telling you, he's a dog. He's going to fit right into the SEC. He's going to tear some of those defenses up. And I just think that it's a perfect spot for A&M, especially if you're going to give me a touchdown with them, that I'd be on them all day long and probably on the money line. And twice on Sunday.
Yeah, so starting with the point with Jeremiah Love. Why not give him just, a shit ton of carries up front? Feed your workhorse running back. And they weren't it wasn't a bad game script. I was just looking. Maybe they were down, 14-0 or something, but it was 0-0 after the first quarter. It was 14-7 at halftime. Notre Dame was down, I believe, but still, why would you not feed him? Who didn't they in the college football playoffs last year? Did they play? Who did they have? Because they won their first game, correct? Because they didn't have a bye. Because they're not in a conference, they can't have a bye.
No, I think they lost to Penn State, right?
Did they lose to Penn State?
Wasn't that I think that was the game because you had Riley Leonard and Drew Aller. No, you know what? No, Notre Dame went to the title game, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Yes, that's why. Because they played Ohio State. I remember it. I was like,
Yeah.
they did play Ohio State at some point.
Ohio State played Texas, and
Yeah.
then like I just said, Penn State lost to Notre Dame.
Okay, and that's where, obviously, championship game while watching, so that's where really obviously from some of their games earlier in the year, but, that's really where Jeremiah Love kind of took off, because they almost won the game because of him, granted they lost, I think, by 2 scores or something in that game, but, the first half and first couple quarters, he kept them in it, so why not?
Agreed.
Why not win 0? Why not give him the ball just a million times?
We'll see. This is going to be another good test for CJ Carr. Obviously, they don't want to start the year 0-2 by any means. But I love Marcus Freeman, the coach of Notre Dame.
Yeah.
I think he's an awesome dude. I think he's a motivator. He's an awesome coach. I guess you call him a football blue blood, right? Notre Dame Irish football is one of the biggest things in sports and in the football world in general. I think big picture they'll be fine. Even if they drop this game, like you talked, they can probably win out and be okay, but I need to see something out of them. If they're going to be a national title contender and win a couple playoff games, this is the game they got to take care of business.
I think if they lose this game, these are their only 2 ranked games of the year. This one and then the Miami game that already took place. So they lost to Miami. This is the only other ranked game that they're going to have. I just looked at their schedule and all the other games. They only play, I think their toughest competition from here on out is Arkansas. So, yeah.
Actually, as much as a bottom feeder SEC team they historically have been, Arkansas might be okay this year.
They do have Boise State, who is on the fraud list, so.
Oh, yeah, they're frauds.
I guess, Purdue's probably nobody, but they also play Purdue. They play NC State, USC, Boston College, Navy. None of these wins would really give the committee. You're sitting at the committee table and you're thinking, wow, they lost to Miami, lost to Texas A&M, but they won all the other games.
Right.
They could be a two-loss team that gets left out.
Gets the boot.
So
that's what you get for playing that crappy schedule.
So, because we were talking the Gators, they lose 3 games, which is probably at this point highly likely.
Yeah. Oh, I'd put a 3-loss Gators in all day.
Absolutely.
Over a 2-loss Notre Dame.
Absolutely.
If this is the other game they lose, you play 2 ranked teams and lose them both. Yep. See ya. I don't want you in.
Yep. So, the other point, and my last point I'll make, line open 9.5, down to 6.5. So.
It's a lot of movement.
You're seeing where the money is.
24 hours right now.
Yep. So.
What's total this game?
50.5.
50.5?
50.
Sounds about right.
You like Aggies to score some points?
I do. I actually really do. What's their team total?
That's a good question.
24-ish probably, 27?
If it's 50.5, you think 6.5 points spread. They're looking at 23.5. Notre Dame's sitting at 30.
That'd be a good play.
29.5.
We may have some. What time is this game?
6:30 on Saturday night.
This may be in our parlay. Kevin Concepcion.
Of course, this will be the game you tune into whenever the Gators go down 30.
True. But you may be tuning in my best bet already though.
Okay, true. Let's get into those. The reason the people come to the pod. We've been gibbering about enough games here. Give the people what they want. Make them some money.
So I'm not going to give a favorite best bet because my favorite best bets lose. So these are all just my favorite bets of the week. So they're all going to go 0-3 now because I just fucking said that. That was stupid.
Well, first of all, did we get a new name for the best 3? Are we still at BC best 3?
I have not seen any more comments. So,
We need some comments, people.
So,
Come on.
So JCal454, BC's best three. I guess that this is BC's best three this week.
Sounds good. All right.
So,
Let's hear it.
So my first best bet of the week, we're going to go back to the well. And the only bet that we won in week 1, if you recall, happened to be at the hands of Mr. Lenora Sellers and the South Carolina Gamecocks. They take on the Vanderbilt Commodores this week. And to open up SEC play, the Vanderbilt Commodores look pretty good. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Diego Pavia has got this team 1-1 away here from being ranked again, and really gonna make some noise in college football this year.
You see him in your slate, don't you?
I do. I replay that. What's the Netflix special? What's it called?
The SEC game?
Like Saturday, it was like Saturdays something. Anyways, that whole entire episode
The SEC
basically
doc, yeah.
basically about Diego Pavia just single-handedly putting Alabama on the back burner. So
And Sellers, believe it or not.
Sellers was in a lot too,
Okay.
wasn't he? So right now I'm seeing South Carolina -5.5 against Vanderbilt. This game is at 6:30. This is under the lights. This is in South Carolina. And for those of you who don't know the college traditions in the SEC, Sandstorm is going to be blaring like it's a goddamn nightclub in Las Vegas at 3 a.m. And you got Lenora Sellers running all down the field. You got Diego Pavia just talking shit on everyone left and right, and you got the South Carolina defense just getting after Diego and company. I was shocked this wasn't over a touchdown when I saw this line.
Yeah, this line's kind of. I'm surprised it
Hasn't moved.
Has not moved.
Is it still there?
Still there.
Okay.
I might have to put this in one right now because I believe so this pod will be out hopefully Thursday morning for you guys. We're recording Tuesday night here. This line is still 5.5. I think hopefully I can make this a little short clip and get this guy out Wednesday for you guys because
For sure.
this 5.5 will not be there on Sunday. I guarantee it.
we
or
will.
on Sunday or on Saturday. I guarantee it.
We'll get this out to the TikTok crowd as fast as possible,
But I think South Carolina just handles business at home here. They're top 10. It feels like all these top 10 teams are dropping like flies right now, and it just feels like South Carolina's finally got the quarterback, finally got the Heisman guy. They're finally getting over the hump, and I don't want to be playing under the lights in South Carolina while Sandstorm's going off like 30 different times throughout the night, and was it USC. So give me the South Carolina Gamecocks -5.5.
All right. I honestly didn't look at Brandon's bets this week. Normally he shares them, and I could have looked. They were on our little notepad for the pod, but
You just got a little blood flow down below the line, didn't you? Seeing this
man,
line.
I don't know what it is about South Carolina, but I love Sellers this year.
Good. We love the Cox.
It's unbelievable.
The Cox.
This line, I mean, Vanderbilt Hills has looked a little better.
They have. They absolutely.
Pavia is looking Pavia, whatever. He's losing Saturday, so.
I heard he almost got deported actually last year.
Oh,
that
by ice?
Yeah, that was
Shit.
when that was all going on. Yeah, that was a thing. But he's still here, and we're lucky to have him.
But I love this. I don't want to call this a look ahead, but for our Missouri fans listening, is this a look ahead to Mizzou?
For Vanderbilt?
No, for South Carolina.
A look ahead game? Oh my. Okay.
Can you call a look ahead coming into Columbia?
We talked about this last week. How people in the SEC feel about Missouri. Nick Saban said it best. There's no. What do you say? There's no easy place to play in the SEC except Vanderbilt. Now, I think that quote was before Missouri joined the SEC, because I think he would say Nashville or Columbia, if that was the case.
I think that quote was on game day last year, so.
Nah.
But the Cox do come into Columbia to play the Missouri Tigers next week, so. Which is a big matchup. Tune in next week. That will be a very special episode. We might have a guest joining us.
That'll be highly touted. No, I will not allow that fool in this podcast after his comments last week. But
the thing about the whole look ahead is the entire SEC is ranked right now.
Yeah.
So how many how many games can we really call look-aheads, right? It almost feels to me
That's
it's got to be more of a rivalry game now at this point to be a look-ahead.
That's fair.
So,
That is fair.
So maybe not, but give me 5.5 in South Carolina. And I'll take that for the bank.
Yeah, I think you got to slam that number. Might be better than we.
Yep.
Not our favorite bet. Not Brandon's favorite.
No,
because
no,
those
love them
lose.
all.
Those lose.
We hate all these bets.
We hate all of them.
These bets suck.
All right, pick 2, Brandon.
Alrighty, pick number 2. We previewed this a little bit earlier. We're gonna go to the USF Bulls game where they go to Miami to take on Carson Beck and the Hurricanes, and this is a great bet too because we're gonna go under 56.5 points here. Right now, there's some kind of voodoo magic, some kind of Joe Boo stuff going on at the University of South Florida, and Byron Brown and this goddamn USF Bulls team, whatever the hell's going on. Again, we talked about this earlier in the pod, but rank them top 5 if they win this game. I don't care who you piss off. I don't care if you piss off Dan Lanning and the freaking Oregon Ducks. I don't care if you piss off Kirby Smart and the Bulldogs. They're going top 5. And how does USF win this ball game? They win this ball game exactly how they beat Florida last week in the Swamp. Byron Brown, that big SOB running the ball behind center, picks up 4 or 5 yards of carry. He's going to run for 80 yards a game or so. I'm sorry, 80 yards a game, God. He's going to run for 80 yards plus in this game, and they're going to control the clock. Carson Beck, which I think this Miami team looks really good, actually. I think with him under center, I like him a lot more than I like Cam Ward, just to be honest. Now, they don't have Restrepo. They got some other weapons there. They lost Isaiah Horton, Bama guy, Roll Tide. But I think South Florida controls this clock enough that we don't sniff 56.5 points. I mean, we loved this last week with Florida and team total, and South Florida just didn't let them have the ball.
Yeah. Again, didn't know this bet was coming. But I think that's probably true. So if USF is for real and they stay in this ball game, neither team probably reaches 20 points. Yep. Similar to what just happened with the Gators. Yep. And on the flip side of that, if they are frauds, if they move back up to number 1 spot on the fraud list, where they're at number 2 right now, if they move back to number 1, they get blown out. They get blown out here in Miami. So if Miami puts up 35, they might put up 10 points or something. So
right, and either way, they're not gonna win this game by a shootout. So if Miami goes up early, Carson goes 3-4 touchdowns, and it's a 21-7 game real quick. USF ain't high flying offense either. They're just, and then at that point, Miami's just running the ball, running the clock out too. So 56.5 seems like an absurdly high number for the way USF is winning ball games right now. So
yeah, no, I love it. Who knew, Brandon? 2025 taking unders in college football.
I hate unders.
Will you watch a second of this game if you're on this under?
Will I watch any?
If you're on this under, will you watch it? Do you just love watching unders?
Unders.
You just love watching games you bet the under on?
No, I hate
exactly.
That. But I will say, the first half is sweaty. It's because the second half it feels like you're either cooked or it's locked down at that point. So.
That's fair. It's one of those that where like, you can kind of turn it off at halftime. Hopefully they don't score 45 in the second half. And with these two teams, that's probably not happening. Now, if we get on week 3 or we get on week 4 podcast and we're just like, wow, Miami USF was 45-40.
Yeah. Honestly.
Hand up accountability right there. But
yeah. But either way, this is actually going to be a good game to watch because, is USF going to be a team that, if they win this ball game and we rank them top 5, which we should, absolutely, AP poll. Actually, I got to comment about the AP poll later, maybe offline. They're going to do it by controlling the clock and winning low-scoring games. And that would be absurd, especially this day of NIL, college football. You think of your top dogs, your Ohio States, your Oregons that score 50, 60 points a week. And you just get this USF Bulls team might waltz through the ACC. Are they in the ACC?
USF?
Gotta be in the ACC, right? But
that does not sound right, though. Maybe.
But what conference would they be in if they're not ACC?
I don't know.
Because all those Florida teams are ACC except for Florida Gators. Those frauds.
Number 1.
But either way, they waltz through top 5, top 10, and they're just defense, clock management. They got a quarterback you can't tackle.
Somehow I'm on week 6 for college football. So
Oh,
We're back.
interesting. Interesting.
They are in the American Conference.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, with our boy, the Memphis Tigers.
Oh, Memphis is. Oh, I can't wait for that game. Tell me they play them this year.
They have to, right?
Memphis team total over. Lock it in.
Saturday, October 25th.
You're gonna get Memphis at like 25 and a half in that game.
Is that the 3rd October of the 3rd weekend? No, it's the 18th. Right?
Third Saturday in October.
Yeah, 3rd Saturday. It's the 18th.
What happens on the third Saturday in October?
I don't know.
Cigars.
Are we going to Bama this year?
Cigars.
We come to you guys this year, right? Because you guys lost last year.
Yeah, this is the
Our
year.
place?
This is the year that Bama gets. They get LSU and Tennessee at home, but they go to Jordan Hare. That's the things about being a blue blood SEC school. Is you play. There's like 2 or 3 teams you play every single year, and they're the other blue bloods. Like if you're Mizzou, you get this cakewalk crap schedule somehow. You just get to play. You get to play like the Kansases, and then you get like South Carolinas and Arkansas every year somehow. But
Hey, South Carolina's
South Carolina now,
got on the map.
they are.
And they play Oklahoma this year, so Mizzou does.
Oh, they're gonna get mollywomped. We'll have our Mizzou guy on that podcast too.
Oh yeah.
So, anyways, USF Miami under 56.5. Gonna be a good game to watch. Let's see what these guys got.
For sure. Yeah, definitely going to be telling for USF as a whole. Like who are they? Can they really be this school that you know are winning these big games? Are they going to do it again? Done it 2 weeks in a row. So let's see. And if they do win the game, the under's got to be hidden. So.
Yep, agreed.
All right, that's the second pick. Let's roll into pick 3. Give us to us.
All right, pick 3. This is kind of out of my comfort zone a little bit. Now, it's a team total. But the school we're going to,
Go Gators.
we're going to go to Boston College, where they're taking on Stanford. And they're at Stanford, so they're playing a 9:30 game. So this is your get all your money back or double your money for the day type of game. And they're going to score over 27.5 points against the Stanford Cardinal. Not to be confused with the St. Louis Cardinals, plural, the Stanford Cardinal. Right now, Boston College is averaging 50 points through 2 games. Now, they've played Fordham, who is school of the blind, as we like to call schools like that around
never
here.
even heard of that school. So.
But they put up a 40 bomb against Michigan State last week. They lost that game in overtime, 42-40. But these guys are putting up some points at a crazy rate right now. They've got Dylan Lonergan as their quarterback. Lewis Bond is their main wide receiver. Those guys are, I think Lonergan's known for over 500 yards in his 2 games. And I think Lewis Bond is over 100 per game right now. They can put up some points quick. And I have a feeling they're going to want to get off to a hot start traveling west to Stanford. Because this is one of those teams, right, that you get Stanford and a couple of those guys that join these Eastern conferences. Now, this isn't I guess this isn't a conference game, is it? Probably an idiot here. But you got a school in the East, Boston College, going all the way across the country. They're going to want to get out to a hot start. And if they don't, they're going to be slinging the rock a little bit, which I love even more. But on top of that, Stanford is allowing 25 points a game right now. They have played Hawaii and BYU. Hawaii had an injured quarterback week 1 and still scored 25 points on the Stanford Cardinal way. And we watched BYU play last week. I believe this is one of the late games we were trying to bet. And BYU just looked like misery. And they still put up 24 on the Stanford team. So I've got no doubts that Boston College doesn't get into the 30s here. Even if they get up early and it becomes a ground and pound game, they've got Turbo Richard, who we had in LA last week, who actually was one of the guys that hit his prop that we were on. So
what a name.
I could see him against this horrid Stanford Cardinal run defense just going off. So we may be on Turbo again this week, but either way, Boston College over 27.5 points.
All right. Not much for me here. Have no clue about either Boston College or Stanford. Was at a Boston College Mizzou game last year when Boston College almost came into Columbia and beat the Tigers, so that was good. Tigers ended up pulling it out, but first half, Mizzou fans were pretty shaky, so that's what I do have to say about that.
Typical Mizzou. Now, I will say about Boston College, I've got them they've gone up on my tier list a little bit of like how I view these kind of smaller programs, because Thomas Castellanos came from Boston College, who just walked all up and down Bama in Tallahassee 2 weeks ago. So
That in fact did happen. So
that will do it. So
we'll have
yep, and then we'll have a couple more. Like you said, we'll probably tweet throughout the day a little bit in the morning.
Yeah, we gotta give the people some prop bets. We'll probably be on some other games, some team total. Brandon loves his team total overs, so he'll be throwing some of those out.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But of course, more on the prop side. We'll be taking a look at some of those and dishing them out either Friday night, Saturday morning, Saturday during the day, Saturday night when it comes down to the West Coast, the Mountain West. We love our Mountain West friends over there. Please get a new logo.
We have some designs already. I've actually come up with a couple of concepts, and they look great. They look way better than that crap logo. Also about the Mountain West, when you want to watch Hawaii at 11 o'clock in a standalone game, and you've been building furniture all day, and you're looking for something to bet on, put them on your goddamn streaming channel. We turned that on 11 o'clock. I took up memory on my Fire Stick to download the Mountain West streaming service, and Hawaii was nowhere to be found. So did that for no reason. So fix your shit, Mountain West.
We found it on an illegal YouTube stream, so I guess
it
worked out.
And we were pretty sure Satan was broadcasting that game.
Yeah, to get
Satan himself.
To get around some legal things. Hey, listen, we didn't do it. We were just watching it on YouTube. But it sounded like demons were coming through Brandon's TV. So, not great until we figured out what the hell was going on.
Couldn't sleep for a week. Luckily, all the Hawaii bets hit, so we had a hell of a weekend.
And I think we both fell asleep during that game, but it was at 11 o'clock, so.
Yep.
Building furniture is hard work, especially when it's from Amazon or IKEA. Those two places, nightmare.
Yeah.
Do not buy. Well, I know you guys aren't buying the furniture. Don't let your wives buy the furniture from Amazon or IKEA, because you will spend all day Saturday putting it together, and it is an absolute nightmare.
Yeah, and it's kind of bullshit that you get asked to do a task like that, right? Like, they know it's week one, football's just starting. Don't ask me to do shit on Saturday, and don't ask me to do shit on Sundays. If anything, I'll take off work Friday, leave work early, and do some stuff. But
yeah, screw work. I'll put the furniture together for you, babe. Let me watch football on Saturday. Let me watch football on Sunday, and our relationship will be much better.
Absolutely. I will say, when you get children, though, this has worked out very well so far, because I've now watched Monday Night Football and
Thursday night?
Sunday night game.
Sunday night, yeah.
Uninterrupted, because wife and kids were
Wife's in bed, kids in bed.
They were in that room watching TV in front of that couch in that command center. So I had the 75-inch all myself.
So maybe the furniture is worth it. Maybe hire someone to build the furniture.
Yeah, people offer that service. Don't hire us. We're not doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. You got it. I mean, our prices are through the roof. So, all right. Anyways, for that tangent, let's review them one more time. Give them all three best bets.
Or in favorite order, if we have to have a lead.
No favorites. No favorites. None of those around here. We will have no more favorites.
Let's go by the time they go off.
So I believe USF Miami is the first game. I think it's a 2:30 game, right?
I believe it's that night, isn't it?
I thought it was during the day.
Sure, we can roll with it during the game.
Yeah, if it's not, then it's gonna be at nighttime with the other one. So starting off, we're gonna go USF Miami under 56.5. We're gonna look for the USF Bulls to control the game clock there. Byron Brown and co. and not let Carson Beck just sling all over them. Game 2, we're going to go South Carolina -5.5 versus Vanderbilt and that criminal of a team and Diego Pavia and what they're running there in Nashville. And then Game 3, Boston College team total over 27.5 late at night. So throw all the marbles on that at 9:30.
All right. There you have it.
3-0 this week. We're trending upwards. We went 1-2 week 1. We went 2-1 last week. This week, there's only one place to go. 3-0.
This is the week. 3-0. BC's best bets, and that game is at 3:30. So you got a 3:30, 6:30, and a 9:30. So there you go. Money man zone right there.
Oh yeah, we'll make some money this weekend.
All right. College football week 3. Football's back. We're rolling. We're rolling right into things. Let's go.
See you next week.
Yep.